The last few days in Kerala, there's been a story that has seen so many protests as a fallout of it. Swapna, Suresh, a key accused in the gold scam, the Kerala gold scam. She was arrested and later out on bail. She has filed an affidavit in court today making more allegations. Now, adding to what she's been saying in the last few days, that there has been an attempt to mediate with her to ensure that the truth does not come out, because she has named the Kerala Chief Minister directly as having received bags of cash and currency. She's also gone on to name the Chief Minister of Kerala. Now, in this story, there is a big twist today. And the twist is that there are call records. We are hearing that there are call records, alleged call records. Let me go across and get you the details of these alleged call records that Ashwin is also accessing. Ashwin, what do these call records show? Now, she claimed there was a mediator, Ashwin. Now, are these call records indicating that the mediator was also in touch with a police officer? Who was this police officer and why does it raise more questions? Ashwin.
Niranjan, it certainly seems so, because the call records that we have accessed gives a larger picture, in fact, a precise picture of what Swapna Suresh has been claiming all this while. On 9th of June, she has come in front of the media stating that on 8th of June, there was a mediator by name Shaj Kiran who had tried to persuade her, who Swapna Suresh claimed was a representative of Chief Minister Pinarayi Vijayan and CPM State Secretary Kodiyeri Balakrishnan, and he had come to settle the case and to ensure that the names of Chief Minister is not taken hereafter. Now, this was in the backdrop of Swapna Suresh giving confidential statement under Section 164 to the court. Now, this particular man, Shaj Kiran, had met Swapna Suresh on 8th. Now, this is the most shocking part. In fact, Swapna Suresh had come to the media on 9th claiming that 56 times Shaj Kiran had tried to contact the vigilance director, whose name is Mr. Ajit Kumar. Now, after this claim, the government went ahead into transferring this particular IPS officer. But now the records that we have accessed clearly shows that there were 7 calls which has been made between Shaj Kiran, the mediator, and the former Director of Vigilance, Mr. Ajit Kumar. And all these 7 calls were made between 11:16 and 1:40 p.m. Now, this is the exact also the time when we confirmed with the lawyers of Swapna Suresh, and they had said Shaj Kiran had met on 8th of June morning and left only by night. So between 11:16 and 1:47 calls were made, and all the 7 calls, 4 of them were incoming calls and 3 of them were outgoing calls, and altogether this call record shows almost 10 minutes of conversation between the mediator, that is Shaj Kiran, and the Director of Vigilance, Mr. Ajit Kumar IPS. Now, this is shocking. This also a kind of, also lays more credence to the fact that has been told, credence to the allegations that has been told by Swapna Suresh, that there was an attempt to ensure that Chief Minister's name is not taken out, and the mediator was planning that. Now, this particular call record that we have accessed also hints at the same thing. It gives more emphasis, in fact, more credibility to the claims made by Swapna Suresh. Now, of course, what is important to also note is that the state dispensation, after these allegations came, had taken out Mr. Ajit Kumar from his position as a Director of Vigilance. He has not been given a new position. He has been transferred. He has been taken out from his existing position. But this particular call records that we have accessed 7 times, 600 plus seconds, that is almost 10 minutes of conversation between the mediator and ADGP at the very time when this mediator was talking to Swapna Suresh on 8th of June at the HRDS office in Palakkad.
One minute.
It adds more credence to the...
1 minute. Are you saying, Ashwin, if I'm getting the story correctly, you're saying she claimed a mediation attempt by this mysterious person called Shaj Kiran, who was known to her. So she claimed a mediation attempt, right? Now you're saying the time at which these calls were made on the 8th of June, the calls that were made between the so-called mediator the cop was on the same day as this so-called mediator was speaking to Swapna Suresh. So Swapna Suresh, mediator, cop. Are you saying this is how it happened on that day? And that's what the allegation is? And who was the cop in touch with, and why was the cop speaking to this mediator or so-called mediator?
Certainly, Niranjan, 8th of June is what the meeting between Swapna Suresh and Shaj Kiran, the mediator, the said mediator, took place. Now, we have confirmed from the sources that they met early in the morning, and Shaj Kiran only left by evening on 8th of June. And it was on 9th of June when Swapna Suresh came out with a sensational claim that the mediator on behalf of Chief Minister and CPM State Secretary had tried to persuade her not to go ahead with the giving confidential statement to the court. You know, and now these call records show that between 11:16 a.m. on 8th of June and 1:40 p.m. on the same day, there were 7 calls which were made, and total call duration is around 10 minutes. Now, this adds more credence to the claims made by Swapna Suresh that there were indeed calls exchanged between the Director of Vigilance, M.R. Ajit Kumar, and the said mediator. Now, this is what is being, brought out by this particular piece of information that we have exclusively accessed, which certainly needs to look, the agencies also needs to certainly look at these, because it clearly shows that there is some kind of meddling that is happening. And what is important to note also is that the state government has taken out this man from his position as the Director of Vigilance. So he has already been taken out, which essentially means it's an admission of guilt. Well, now, what needs to be seen is what actions will the central agencies take, especially this becomes an important matter.
Let's see where the story goes, because there have been claims. So, can I ask you one more question, Ashwin? There were claims made in court today. She has made a very interesting claim about the Sharjah ruler's visit to Kerala when the Kerala Chief Minister allegedly, or the Kerala Chief Minister's family allegedly tried to meet the Chief Minister, the Sharjah ruler. She's spoken about 17 tons of dates and biryani vessels she's spoken about already, but 17 tons of dates. She's made more allegations. She claims there was a deal between a bureaucrat and a diplomat. It becomes a very serious issue, one that involves, diplomatic, which may have diplomatic ramifications as well. Ashwin.
Absolutely, Niranjan. The kind of the allegations that you cannot call it an allegation, because she has put it on record as a court document. The court document which she has put, the affidavit, in which there are sensational and very shocking claims. One, meeting of a chief minister of a state and a ruler of another country without the knowledge of the Ministry of External Affairs, it by itself is a grave offense. And not just chief minister, the chief minister's family trying to meet the Sharjah ruler, talking about business of, helping out chief minister's daughter in setting up a business in Sharjah. These are the claims which has been made in the affidavit. There's also claims by the former higher education minister, K.T. Jalil, also persuading, the rulers of Sharjah to, have a business deal. All these have been put forward by Swapna Suresh, the accused in this case, as a confidential statement, as an affidavit. She has given as a court document, and she stands by it. Today also she affirmed that she stands by these claims.
Sorry I interrupted you there, but the story is becoming bigger, because the protests are not dying down, Ashwin. The protests are not dying down. BJP and the Congress party are protesting on the streets. Vijayan is brazening it out. Now, how long can he stay quiet without speaking up on the specific allegations? Because these are very, very, very serious allegations. Let's see where the story goes. Exclusive news break from Thiruvananthapuram. Once again, Ashwin, thank you for joining us on This Is Exclusive. Let's move on and get you some more news now.